This podcast is brought to you by SeatGeek. Gunners R Us podcast is brought to you by SeatGeek, and our promo code is TBA Wrestling. That is TBA Wrestling. Put that in the promo code for $20 off your first purchase.
Welcome to Gunners R Us, where we are positively Arsenal.
And that we are.
We are exhausted.
We're exhausted. I'm as exhausted as Calafiori.
I don't think I'm quite as exhausted as our players, but I'm close.
I'm close.
I'm close.
I'm
I'm
close.
emotionally, physically drained from the ending of that game.
I mean, we spoke about it on the podcast last week. We said if this time next week we've drawn,
Yeah.
or at least not lost in both games,
Yeah.
we'd be happy.
Could we have predicted what happened, though?
I think the Atlanta one, yeah, because right at the start of the game, I looked at our Father,
Yep.
who art in heaven. Hallowed be his name.
He's not.
It's just our dad.
He's outside doing gardening. Currently.
He is currently just out there in the family home.
So you might hear a hedge trimmer.
You may do. He said, there's going to be goals tonight. And I went, it's going to be 0-0. And he went, no, it'll be an early one, I reckon. I went, no, it's going to be 0-0.
Yeah.
Because at Atlanta have not started the season very well. And we don't like conceding goals.
No.
And we have no interest in attacking.
Raya certainly seems like he doesn't like conceding goals because he made every effort to not concede.
And that's exactly what happened. And then to go on into the weekend. And the City game, do you know what? I didn't expect it to play exactly how it was. I had really little emotion about the game as a whole. We talked about it because we had breakfast on Sunday.
We did, yeah.
I think.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it in Arthur's Cafe. And I think we actually spoke about it.
Can we call the kitchen Arthur's Cafe from now on?
Yes. We were saying, usually I'd be nervous.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the time in which it's come early in the season. Usually away at Etihad's late.
Yeah.
Away at Spurs is usually late. They usually set us up with a lot of home games at the start. Obviously, by the way, we're 1875 to say good evening, chaps. We are on TikTok, Gunners Are Us. Go give us a follow. 10 a.m. GMT every single Wednesday.
Yeah.
And he's also asked who's the big injury. We think it might be Raya, but we'll get to this.
Oh, God.
We were talking about it in Arthur's Cafe.
Yeah.
And I was saying I don't have any emotion, like as in I'm not scared or nervous as I usually would be, but I also have no feeling like we could even at all win.
No. No.
Because of the mixture of, again, and everyone's going to say, oh, injury crisis. It wasn't. It was just Odegaard missing. But the depth, basically, Odegaard missing is a very big person to be missing.
Yeah.
Because he's your captain, he's your playmaker, everything like that. But also, we said it on the podcast last week, the games in which you're not bothered about Odegaard missing are ones where we don't have the ball.
Yeah.
And this week we were going to play a lot without the ball, so it wasn't actually bad for us.
It was fine in the end.
It was fine. But having done 90 minutes at Spurs,
Yeah.
90 minutes at Atalanta with a day's rest, that's where we were worried about the depth.
Yeah.
Because in defence, Tomiyasu missing. Tierney missing. Zinchenko missing. Timber shouldn't be playing every 3 days yet because he's still recovering. Calafiori not match fit yet. Ben White had a knock. So you're left with Kivior, Saliba and Gabriel who are 100% fit.
Yeah.
And you start to go, oh my God, we can't go to the Etihad like that. And then you look in the midfield. Rice wasn't fit before the suspension but had a nice 7 days off.
Yeah.
Which does help. And then Moreno injured. Again, we don't know where Moreno is going to fit or anything like that. But Odegaard is out.
Yeah.
The front three is fine, but because Havertz has to drop, it's not quite as crisp. But again, like I said, it's the series of events that lead to this match is what made us go. There's no way you can put in the effort we did at Atlanta and at Spurs, and then within the space of 7 days, the third time go to the hardest one, probably the best team in the world, and go, let's get a result.
Yeah.
So going into it, I just thought there's nothing to it to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, before we completely go, because this City game could be an hour podcast to itself.
Oh, yeah.
The Atalanta game.
Yeah.
Let's just put that to bed. Very boring. We got a result at the Europa Cup champions. In the new format, I don't know how much draws really mean anything because usually you'd have to try and draw your away games and win your home games. I think that kind of still carries merit.
That's fine, yeah.
We got PSG away, at home next week before the next podcast. So we also will touch on this in a bit, maybe at the end because we kind of do everything in order. as long as we win that one, that's our hardest game. These are the two hardest games we have in the Champions League this year. So the point is actually a very good point. It's all about coming top 8 to avoid extra fixtures. But I mean, the chances, touch wood, of us not making between 9th and 26th, is it, or something like that?
Yeah.
Is very unlikely.
Unless we do really badly.
Yeah.
But I think the Atalanta game for me kind of played out exactly how I imagine an away game against a good Champions League side goes. It was tough, it was tight. We could have lost quite easily, but we saved ourselves. Well, Raya saved us.
And early doors, the first 15 minutes, I thought, we look good here.
Yeah.
Like, I was really kind of impressed with it. Not impressed, but like kind of... I felt confident we were going to win it in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll say this, if it was the quarterfinals, we'd be very happy with that away performance, because then we'd go home and we'd hopefully win. But with the new format, we're not going to play at Atalanta again until potentially knockouts. So it was a one-off. It was their worst game, really.
Yeah.
Maybe not the worst game. They got an away game as well that's pretty tough. But for us, we're getting that and the PSG. If we can come out with those two with 4 points, I mean, we've got Zagreb, who shipped 9.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, it's very interesting. And again, in the tuk-tuks, Kai has said, why are Spurs fans even in here? We don't know. They're just here.
Welcome it.
We've got all the teams rattled. They've come to us. Our last TikTok got nearly 50,000 views because we had proof that the conspiracy that Arsenal fans have might actually be somewhat carries some weight, maybe.
But we also welcome other fans because, I mean, it's part of the fun. It's the banter, the conversation. Like, welcome. We'll talk about it. We'll talk it out.
And I appreciate Yes Boy. Thank you. That is actually close to home. And then Gunner Steve has just followed the career, so I appreciate that. And a Liverpool fan, good to see you. We'll be in a title race with you. City will be in League 2.
And we'll be chasing you, yeah.
We'll get to that in a little bit. But no, to put that to bed, happy with the draw. It was an awful game to watch. It was very dull. And again, I don't know if it was even made worse because we knew City was coming. It was like, all we were looking at was, don't be so tired.
Yeah.
That's all we were worrying about.
Yeah.
But the City game does come.
I'll tell you what,
honestly, I don't even know where to start with the game.
Going into the City game, I knew it was going to be hard work defensively because of what happened last season. I didn't expect it to be as hard work defensively as it ended up being. The first half didn't show that. The first half, I mean, City were in like a different gear for the first part of the game. Like, we don't often see City in 5th gear.
Yeah, they were really trying to.
They were going,
put us to the sword,
which was very unnerving because they were up for it. Which also helps with the rivalry because I think our rivalry with City has been a little bit. I mean, it's been there.
Yeah, because of the managers. It's a bit.
Whereas now it's gone to like I think Gary Neville pointed out it was very similar to our old Man United games back in the day.
Yeah,
and it's because City were up for it, and I think that kind of helped us because it felt like City never considered us a threat or a competition.
Yeah.
The way they started that game, they 100% see us as a competition now. Even the way Haaland started that game, straight off the bat, straight through Saliba. And like you pointed out last night, I was going to say, if Saliba went down, clutching his head or face or something, there's a chance Haaland goes there.
I do think so, yeah, because that's what I was going to say was there was a lot of posturing.
Yeah.
Because when you think about the game, like you said, the game started really strong for City. Instantly, I thought this is going to be a long day. And then they scored... honestly, one of the simplest goals I've seen us concede.
Weird, yeah.
It was weird. Like, to see Gabriel Saliba just completely sliced apart with one pass.
And then for him to slot it away so easily.
And it was just outside the foot. It was so dismissive. It was like, I think even Neville said, I didn't even know what the word was.
It's a weird finish.
It was like a dismissive, like, this is how easy it is. He scores his 100th goal. He starts pointing, this is our home. And you think, oh no, this is going to be... And you could just see we looked leggy. And we just thought... All right, we didn't know what we were getting.
Yeah.
After 20 minutes, we went. It's one of those days. We're gonna ship 3.
Before we get too deep, though, a quick point on that Haaland incident right off the bat. I was going to say about him maybe going there if Saliba had stayed down, but you pointed out a good point last night, which was Saliba bounced straight back up, took the ball and ran forward, which is a way better move, as you said last night. It's just showing them, oh no, we're not bothered. We're just going to keep going, and that also puts a little bit into Haaland from the get go of like. Oh, okay.
We've seen in the past, Haaland's a bully, and he wants to do that. And I get that. Like, 'cause he's a big lad, like, he's strong, he's so good.
And our defenders don't give him an inch.
And there's a nice rivalry brewing between Haaland and Gabriel and Saliba. I think he doesn't really mess with Saliba quite as much as Gabriel, because Gabriel is a bit more gettable.
Yeah.
As in his emotion. But I think almost Gabriel's a better match. I like the match of those two. So Saliba going down, like I think Haaland fully expect him to be rolling around, and he can kind of give it the you're in for a long day today.
Yeah.
And he just bounced up, got up, and was like, no, I'm not looking for anything. And then just carried on. And again, the whole game literally stopped within 3 seconds because Havertz and Rodri came together.
Yeah.
And I think that's got to be the first talking point, because in amongst the goal, in amongst Haaland going through Saliba, this thing happens. And then also in the first 30 minutes, Rodri goes off injured.
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
There's talk now that obviously they've spoken to Pep and they've asked, and he said categorically no. That did Arsenal go out to injure Rodri?
Yeah.
And I mean, this is a Rodri who actively went to try and injure Rice in Euros and Odegaard in the qualifiers.
Yeah.
And did injure Odegaard. No, not a chance. I think the Havertz one even weirder is like Rodri just goes to block him because that's what you do on any kind of start.
Yeah.
It's exactly what happened later on with Haaland, but Haaland actually goes through Partey at the end, whereas Havertz is just trying to run and just puts his shoulder forward because he's waiting for impact.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, Rodri goes down.
Yeah.
So that stuff is that start was nonsense.
No.
But with that ref, I wasn't sure at the time.
Yeah.
But Kai just said Rodri stepped in front of Havertz purposely. Yeah, exactly. And Havertz didn't lift it because everyone's he's lifted his arm. He didn't. There was no camera angle to prove it anyway, so I don't know what he was seeing.
There was no camera.
They said like there was the only camera we had was the big the hard camera. So there was no proof. He literally just braced for impact and shoulder barged him, and he happened to go down again, which also is what Saliba wouldn't allow. And Saliba didn't roll around or anything. Like he got up, said, "Yeah, you can do all that all you want."
We set the tone with those incidents.
Exactly. And then Rodri then on a corner gets injured. It's a non-contact injury. It's an awful injury. And again, a lot of Arsenal fans are celebrating this. I'd rather Odegaard be fit all season. I'd rather Rodri be fit all season.
Yeah.
I'd rather it be a proper
contested
season and the better team wins.
Yeah.
But, again, if Arsenal are looking like, if someone said at the start, you could either win and everyone's fit, or Rodri's out for the season and you draw.
Yeah.
Better thing for Arsenal and Liverpool is that Rodri's out for the season because he does not lose football games.
No.
And the minute he went off, they conceded 2.
Yeah.
And last season, the only games in which they struggled and lost were the games in which Rodri was suspended or injured.
Yeah.
So, again, Rodri also missed the first 3 games of this season, maybe even 3.5. With an injury from the Euros, which he went off injured in the England game.
Yeah.
In the Euro Cup final. So he gets a non-contact. It's nothing to do with Thomas Partey. He's just chasing him. It's a non-contact. It's nothing to do with anyone. It's just very unfortunate.
Yeah.
But it could be very fortunate for the league.
Yeah.
We got the other end. Here's the next talking point.
Yeah.
The game is very heated. The ref calls the 2 captains. Walker is out of position. The issue they have is that we took the free kick quickly and we knocked it right where Walker was supposed to be.
Yeah.
There are still images. I think we've put it up on the TikTok. He's in perfect line with his defence before the ball was kicked.
Yeah.
Yeah, he may be not prepared, but for me, even though the ref calls you over, if you watch the footage, they showed it at half time, he's going back. Yeah, Walker got back. I've seen it on TikTok. He's in line with his defenders. There's no issue there. The problem is, when he finishes talking to the ref, he walks for half the yardage, pointing at his team to switch on.
When he wasn't.
And then he shouts to the ref, "Don't you start it until I'm back."
Yeah.
And then the ref just allows it.
Yeah.
Because you, as a player, you're not dictating. Like, I know City control this ref quite well.
Yeah.
You can't tell him when to start the game again.
Talk about delaying play.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So he knocks in there. Martinelli, who, by the way, had an unbelievable game, gets his first assist since, I think, March.
Wow.
Knocks it back, and Calafiori on his debut, first 90-minute debut start, with the most Italian finish and celebration you'll ever see. I thought it was brilliant. Such a good goal. It's the kind of goal that we needed, because I think against City, genuinely, the only goals you're going to score are screamers or set pieces.
Yeah.
Not anyone, but the way in which we play against City. So we needed something like that. He has got a nose for goal.
Yeah.
And then, I must admit, in the cameos we've seen him so far, I think we've got a really good football player.
Like Arteta said, he's been infatuated with him for a couple of years.
Yeah, he seems infatuated with Arsenal. That's the cool thing. We got lucky with that one, I think, because when you watch him, he gives me massive Tomiyasu vibes.
Yeah.
If Tomiyasu used to be like a centre forward or something.
Yeah.
It's very strange. Like the runs he does, when you look at, our fullbacks, you got Zinchenko who wants to invert and he's basically Jorginho.
Yeah.
Better left back. But he
Yeah.
inverts into the Jorginho role.
Yeah.
When you look at Ben White, he's a centre back playing right back, but he wants to overlap Saka. He wants to overlap, and the connection he has with Odegaard is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Timber is very similar to White,
Yeah.
but he has elements of Zinchenko where he can invert, but he feels more like White.
Yeah.
Tomiyasu is this whole different type of fullback. He's not Tierney like classic wide player,
Yeah.
but Tomiyasu almost does these like diagonal. In the NFL, you call it post routes,
Yeah.
where you basically run from the bottom and you finish on a post.
Yeah.
Like his runs will just run towards the goal basically from fullback.
Straight line, yeah.
He's got that about him. The amount of times in the last couple of games that I've seen where he could have been away
Yeah.
on his own on the left, because no one expects the fullback to be that high.
Yeah.
But he seems like a very good defender as well. But where did he come from? Was it? It wasn't Bologna, was it? Why am I completely blanking on that?
Bologna rings a bell.
That's where Tomiyasu came from, I think. I've completely blanked. Chat, if you remember where he came from. Why is that? That is completely like...
It's one of those things that when you're having these conversations...
You've been talking about it for so
the
long.
minute you're on a microphone as well, it's gone.
That is so weird. Torino? Tomiyasu came from Bologna, from Yeti. Where was Calafiori from? Why is that completely gone?
It's kind of bizarre though for Calafiori being an Italian defender though to be that attacking as well. Like that is out of context for an Italian defender.
And it's weird for an Italian defender to leave Italy.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is
It took a lot for him to
interesting.
get there and take on our role as what we give him.
Yeah. But he came from somewhere in Italy. That is mad. I know he's at Roma obviously before that massive injury.
Yeah.
But I've seen he's scored a lot of goals. He's done a lot of kind of forward running. I didn't expect him to score goals like that.
Yeah.
Calafiori also came from Bologna. So
I think that's what threw us is Tomiyasu also did the same thing.
Yeah. But they're very similar. So we have these kind of variety of defenders that are so different but also fit the scheme.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you play Calafiori, you can play Timber over here. If you play Ben White over here, you can play Zinchenko here.
Yeah.
The way in which it's kind of moving around is really, really helpful. But he scores the screamer. He goes over to Arteta for whatever reason. He's pulling on Arteta's shirt.
I've never seen anyone celebrate with Arteta quite like that.
And at that point, I thought, oh my God, we just got to hold on to this. Because, like we were saying, before the game, I would have taken your hand off for a draw. I just didn't know what we were going to get. But then, again, if we'd had not a short week, we had everyone fit. There wasn't... Last week, let's say we played Bournemouth at home and we won 2-0.
Yeah.
And then there was a 6-day off. I would have gone into it going, we need to try and win.
Yeah.
The week in which it was scheduled and the way City were at home all week, we were away all week.
Yeah.
We were away a day later. The type of match we had at Atlanta, the type of match we had at Spurs, I was like, there's no way you can sustain this. But then we had a set piece that was Saka put it on the money.
Yeah.
And Doku was marking Gabriel. It was a massive mismatch. So on the second set piece, they put Kyle Walker, who decides to jab him gently in the stomach a load of times.
I was watching it as it was playing out. I was watching the way Kyle Walker was behaving with him, as if to say, like, I'm not letting that happen again. I'm not letting that happen again.
And Gabriel just knocks him to one side and headers it into the goal, which is brilliant, I think.
Yeah.
Kai's just mentioned the petulance from him. It was gamesmanship. They would, in the past, they've big boyed us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They big brothered us.
Yeah.
When you think they beat us at the Etihad, and what did they do? They went over and grabbed Zinchenko's ears and they were playing with him, and Zinchenko was not having it because he was like, you can't do that. It's embarrassing.
Almost patting him on the head.
Yeah, that's, again, it's similar to what they did. And again, we can talk about the Liverpool rivalry where Liverpool won one trophy in 7 years in which they were competing. They didn't win at the Etihad in the league either.
No.
And they also won the league. So you don't have to win at the Etihad to win the league.
No.
That's a fact. Liverpool have done it. It helps. But Liverpool fans and City fans talk about it like Arsenal and Man United fans sometimes talk about it. But by the way, Arsenal and Man United fans hate each other still.
Yeah.
Liverpool and City fans, even in the moment, were going, how good is our rivalry?
Yeah.
And it was all very nicey nice. And I feel like this just took a turn the last weekend. That this one's not going to be the same as the Liverpool one because we're not going to go there and go, we're going to attack you, you're going to attack us. That's why Bernardo Silva said afterwards, Liverpool came here to win. He only liked that because Liverpool would lose every time because they would lose 4-0. They would lose all sorts.
They want people to come there to win.
Yeah. It's, by the way, and it's the same argument we've had in this podcast, is the reason City win the league is not just because, well, the 130 charges. It's not because they have the best players, they have the best manager. It's not just those things. It's teams go there and they go, we can't beat them, so we'll just have a free hit.
Yeah.
No one goes there truly believing they might get a point.
Yeah.
Whereas people go to the Emirates still and go, I can get a point. Or they go to Anfield and go, do you know what, I can get a point.
Like if smaller teams went there and parked the bus and looking for a draw.
Every team in the league could do what we did this week
Yeah.
and draw 0-0. They don't even have to score. But they don't, because they go, we're not going to win, so why waste our energy? Because, you know, for example, Saints, why would Saints go there and put that performance in when they could be knackered for Leicester away the week after, for example? And I get that thinking, but back in classic Barclays era, Stoke would get a point there.
Yeah.
When they beat them at home, because they would do a job on them.
Yeah.
It seems that Arsenal are the only team that do the job on them.
Yeah.
Because you can only play what's in front of you.
Yeah. And I was expecting after that second goal that, okay, we're set, we've got the draw, let's defend for the rest of the game. Didn't know what was going to come after this.
Yeah. And also, you got to remember last year, we got a lot of stick for the 0-0 because of how defensive we were.
Yeah.
But we had the better chances in that game.
Yeah.
This one, we did not.
No.
They had 34 shots on goal.
Yeah, by the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A weird stat, if you want to know, is David Raya last year saved 48 of 69 shots on target whole season.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
He saved 48 of 69 shots on target.
Yeah.
He faced 24 shots on target in that game. So he's halfway to his whole tally of last season in that one game.
Wild.
Or in the first 5 games, sorry, including the other games. That's mad. That's really strange as well. But again, it shows you how hard the schedule has been for us. But no, we go 2-1 up. I'm very excited about this.
Yes.
And at that point, I thought, we've got a proper game here. There was already aggression. There was some bookings. You could see we had rattled them. The way in which they were kicking the ball out of the net after we scored the second, I was like, that's us. It's standing in the rain arguing.
Yeah. We're never in that position.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
And then the next talking point of the 9 that happened in this game. There's been a lot of talk about Michael Oliver going into this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say off the bat, before anyone tries to turn off the podcast on iTunes and Spotify, Gunners or else. Trossard it's a red.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I agree with the ruling of knocking the ball away deserves to lose men? No.
No.
But based on what they've decided this season, when you're on a booking for pulling a guy back, clear yellow, if you jump up and you do smash someone in the back, you're asking for a booking there.
Yeah. That's what I thought he went for originally. Yeah. I didn't know it was for the...
And again, I don't think he kicked the ball away because he was kicking the ball away. I think he was looking at Martinelli because Martinelli was away.
Yeah.
Or he thought it was the final whistle when he was kicking the ball because it was 2 minutes beyond how much time we should have played.
Yeah, because I think Neville even pointed out when he kicks the ball away, he's not putting his foot through it. It's almost like it's a half clearance.
Yeah, and by the way, before the chat gets crazy, I'm going to get into... By the way, I think Michael Oliver is awful, and I think the lack of consistency this year has been awful.
That's the problem.
I just think we left him no choice on this one.
Yeah.
The only annoyance is Howard Webb, the runner of the PGMOL, said this time last year when we played City at home at a very similar time in the season, and Kovacic gets what should have been a straight red, he gets booked. Yeah. And then directly after it, he does what could be another straight red. He doesn't get a second booking. And the reason he gave for that was you don't want to ruin massive games, especially near the half-time mark.
Yeah.
Fast forward exactly 1 year later, not an ankle breaker, he did an Odegaard. Just kicking a ball away, he decides, I'm going to alter this entire game.
Yeah.
And again, they've decided this season for every year there's a new thing. It's either shirt pulling in the box, and they give 1,000 penalties in the first 6 weeks, and then they give up. They then go, time wasting, knocking the ball away, going to do it. This always happens. But this year, I saw a thing online, and I don't know how true it is. I haven't checked it with Opta. I think the ball's been knocked away over 100 times in the start of this season.
Yeah.
I think there's been something like 15 bookings.
Yeah.
But there's only been 2 reds. Like second bookings.
Yeah.
That's us.
Yeah.
Of the, I think it was 15 bookings that have been given for knocking the ball away, Arsenal are 8 of them.
Yeah.
Which is over half. And I don't think we have, and then people talk about the dark arts, and we'll get to this. We're not a particular team that do that.
No.
For example, goal 1 that we score.
Yeah.
The reason in which they are angry is Walker is not in position, right?
Yeah.
And also they're also angry that they don't think the ball was the free kick was taken where. Do you know why it was taken where it was? Because Bernardo Silva ran 20 yards away from it with the ball and dropped it.
Yeah.
Without booking. So they kind of did it for us.
Yeah.
And I could say that's good refereeing because he's going, do you know what? You ran off with it. They can take it from there.
Yeah, and Saliba did the same thing and got booked just before, a week before, 2 weeks before.
And Doku also did it. And the best part is Declan Rice, who, by the way, seems terrified of the whole rule.
Yeah.
He goes to Doku, can I have the ball? He kicks it over there, and he turns to the ref and goes, and the ref goes, he was kicking it to you. And you see Rice going, what?
Yeah.
So that's a bad football player if he thinks that's kicking it to me. This is where the frustration comes as an Arsenal fan this year. I do think when you look at the two exact moments with Rice and with Trossard, because they became moments, it made it harder for the ref not to just let it go.
Yeah.
Like Doku's one, he could have done it. He could easily have just got the card out and said, you've kicked it away.
Yeah.
And no one would have complained. They would have said, oh, it's a new thing this year, they're doing it.
Yeah.
There's no reason why he didn't book that. It's the same reason why they didn't book Pedro at the first half of the Brighton game. They could have easily just brandished the book and he smashed it away, so he couldn't take it. Same reason he didn't book Bernardo Silva for running off of the ball. He could have easily done that. But I think with the Rice one, because he gets kicked, for example, if Rice nudges that and that guy doesn't kick him, the ref doesn't even probably care or notice. He doesn't book
It's
him.
the kick that caused it.
He has to take a whack to get the red for whatever reason. And the same with this one. I think if he... I don't know. If the foul was more kind of innocuous, like it wasn't jumping up and barging someone and kicking it, I don't think he would have done it either. So I think we've kind of... And again, a lot of these reasonings that people are cracking down on us is because we keep putting ourselves in situations where, for example, fixture list is really hard.
Yeah.
So we're in situations like people saying they take longer with goal kicks. Yeah, probably because we've gone away to Villa, away to Spurs, and away to City in the first 5 games.
Try to take our time.
In 5 games' time, if it's still that way, then we're probably doing too much. But the fixtures don't help. And also, 2 of those games were down to 10 men for half a game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, things are going to take longer. And that isn't a dark arts because for many years we've been Arsenal fan around, we've been Arsenal fans since the early 90s. But this kind of era, we had 6 leg breaks in 7 years. And we were told we were too soft.
Yep.
People were pulling out Brentford at home 3 years ago when they first came up. They held Leno down by his shoulders and they said, you got to be stronger than that.
Yeah.
Aston Villa scored against us 2 years ago where Ollie Watkins was holding Ramsdale at the near post and he's offside. And what does, what do they do? Oh, you got to be stronger than that. You've got to be smarter than that. Last year we go away to Newcastle. They score a goal that shouldn't have counted. They're elbowing us. They're doing all sorts. And they say, it's the dark arts, but get over it. Like they're just smarter than you. We played Newcastle at home last year, 0-0. The ball was in play less time than any game of the whole Premier League season. And what did they say afterwards? Arsenal got to be smart and they've got to figure out how to get around that.
Yeah.
Arsenal then have the game in which to have the ball in play the longest time.
Yeah.
And we got told we took too much time.
Yeah.
So none of this makes sense. It starts to makes you think of Micah Richards saying, when it's Arsenal, everyone likes to lump on.
Yeah.
It's true because that was kind of what was cool about this weekend was whether I think the match relatively was officiated okay.
Yeah.
I think some parts were iffy. But I think it just opened up the Michael Oliver rabbit hole of, the Chelsea semi-final handball, clear handball, the Fulham offside goal against City last year, Arsenal's red against City last year, the Højlund pullback on Haaland last year, all Michael Oliver, Doku getting karate kicking McAllister in the last minute, which would have cost City the league in hindsight. It's all Michael Oliver. He's never brandished a red card to City. He's given fewer yellow cards to Man City than any other team. He's paid by their owners.
Yeah.
We talked about this on the podcast last week. We said, let's hope we don't talk about it afterwards, and look what's happened.
It's a real thing.
Yeah, it's a real thing because you can't watch that whole thing and then watch also the narrative afterwards of Arsenal are rubbish. Everyone can defend like that. Yeah. All these things. You can't watch all that and go, yeah, that seems like fair critique.
Yeah.
It's not. And it's like I said, as an Arsenal fan, we're laughing because we've got everyone rattled because, like I said, we're too soft. We don't know the dark arts. Got to be smarter. Leg breaks, all these things. Conceding set pieces constantly and people going, oh, they're just not good enough.
Yeah.
To scoring set pieces, roughing people up. Everyone's trying to change the rules on corners so we can't score as many.
Yeah.
Even though we've had to concede 1 million where they're just holding our goalie.
Yeah.
They're trying to now say Arsenal hold... They're basically saying the PGMO, the reason they're cracking down on us is because we did it too much last year.
Yeah. The thing that they said we weren't doing.
But no one does. Like we said, every weekend, watch it. 50, 60 times this happens. Not many people get booked.
Yeah.
But we're the ones benefit, and that's because they've gone in with their head. They say Arsenal are the dark art team. We need to crack down on them.
Yeah.
It's like when Suarez used to get a penalty and they would be like, I think he's dived when he's been clad.
Yeah.
They get their idea that they're doing that. And the worst part is it's not just Arsenal doing it. So it's very frustrating, but I do think the Trossard one, I like Arteta hugging him. I know people didn't like that. because he's just saying to him, what are we going to do? And it's like a stick together type thing.
Yeah.
And no one, aka a friend of ours, is sending gifts like Nutter on here, so I appreciate that. And hello Ben, hello everyone. Hey, on TikTok we did have hats and mustaches then.
Where's that from?
I don't know. That's where we're at kind of with Michael Oliver is I don't genuinely think it's, people saying he's cheating, he's bribing. I don't. But like we said last week, if £1,000 gives you 20 quid every Christmas and the other one gives you nothing, you might make that cup of tea for that grand slightly quicker. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he could have given worse decisions. And I still don't understand why he's still given this game every year.
Well, you don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Yeah. So that stuff is a little bit of a worry.
Yeah.
But the juxtaposition of this whole thing is they want to stop games being slow and games being delayed.
I thought they were just going to add time for that, though.
That's what they said last year, and they did that, and then they gave up on it.
Yeah.
Again, they'll give up on this in a couple of weeks. Also, once they've ruined us out of about 10 points, they'll go, do you know what, we should stop this.
But also, when they said that at the start of last season, we were the ones that received a red card for time wasting, even though they were just going to add time. So.
We were in the title race last year, and they thought we were time wasting in a 0-0 game. Like, I don't know what they're thinking. But the juxtaposition is they want to crack down on how slow games are getting because people are delaying restarts.
Yeah.
So their way in getting around this is to send people off, and then we all have to watch 60 minutes of people in a 6-3 formation shuffling and going down with cramp.
Yeah.
And by the way, people saying they're going down with cramp and it's time wasting, blah, blah, blah. 3 players went down with cramp. They all went off injured.
Yeah.
The goalie went down with cramp, didn't go off injured, but he might be the guy who we're now missing for a while because he's hurt. The reason they got cramp, by the way, is because the ball was never out of play.
Yeah.
And it was out in play more than any other, so they were knackered from shuffling side to side.
There's a chance of cramp there.
Yeah, and the only reason they were shuffling side to side was because the ref decided to change the entire game right at the half, which last year we were told, don't do.
Yeah.
So make of that what you will.
It's all a knock-on effect.
But either way, we defended with our lives the second half. It was the worst half of football I've ever watched as far as just... We left no one forward. And I thought that... I think Arteta genuinely hates... He's got that Wenger about him that he's so spiteful.
Yeah.
I think he almost wanted the game to be worse than it could have been.
Yeah.
Just to make a point of like, well done for sending him off. Now, the whole world, this is probably the most viewed game all year.
Yeah.
They're going to go away and go, Premier League's really boring.
He basically said, look what you made me do.
Yeah. And I love that. And I think David Moyes is credited. Sam Allardyce called him the king of defending this week. And I think it's hilarious that the guy challenging for the league last few years is an ex-Everton player who is a Pep spawn.
Yeah. And
he plays Pep football, but when he has to, he goes full Deitch mode.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think it's hilarious. We got Ragar losers saying Cramp FC. Exactly. But it wasn't Cramp. They're all injured. So that's always beneficial. And it only happened because they sent off one of our players.
Yeah, I think, do you know what? People are saying, I'd understand if it was 11v11.
And also if the ball was only in play like the least amount of time. But the ball was in play more than any other game.
And if it was 11v11 and we're 2-1 up and that Trossard thing doesn't happen and we defend the whole second half that way...
Yeah, I'd be disappointed.
I'd say, yeah, fair. That's killing the game a little bit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, at the same time, you're put in a position where you have to do what you do. And I think credit has to go to the Arsenal team for what they did.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if, as close as it came to the end, if we'd won that game, doing what we did... It was impressive enough to get to 96 minutes.
It was 6 seconds away.
If we'd won that game doing that, that is like heavy plaudits, I think, for that team. Against all odds to do that at the Etihad. But it still is plaudits. Because, I mean, even when they did score that goal on 96 minutes...
I think we all came away happy.
I was fine. Yeah. I mean, I was gutted because of the work they put in. Those players deserved a win.
Yeah.
But, I mean, to earn a point in that position at the Etihad is wild.
And also, we've been very critical of our own team, Arsenal, with low blocks. People, what they did is what everyone does against us at the Emirates. And we can never figure out how to change it.
Yeah.
They found nothing. They couldn't figure it out. They did in the end, we turned off. They did a short corner and they figured it out.
That is a big plus going forward, momentum-wise, is they've realised now, if we want to defend like that, they have no hope.
Yeah.
Going forward.
Yeah, exactly. And we did it last year and we've done it again. We've given everyone the blueprint of this is how you get a point for them.
Yeah.
Talon James in the chat says, I've got no problem with Arteta's attack. No, I agree. He adapts. Like, the thing that I have an issue with, like Ange, for example, Postecoglou, is he plays the exact same style against any team, down to 9 men. And people go, give him credit. Why?
Yeah, it's not very tactical, is it?
Yeah, it's like working at the co-op and being like, oh, this is how I do like till, like this is how I work at the till. It's at the speed I work at the till, and then all of a sudden it's Christmas and there's 1,000 people, and he goes, yeah, I'm not changing, and everyone goes, oh, I really like that about this till guy. He takes forever.
Yeah,
it's like, no, you got to adapt to your situations, and he doesn't. Arteta does, because guess what? We're playing Leicester at home next weekend. We're playing Bolton tonight. Do you know what we're not going to do? Have a 6-3 formation, because we're hopefully not going to be down to 10 men. We probably will.
Yeah.
And we're not going to shuffle. We're going to play free-flowing, nice football, and we're going to score 6-7 goals. We like over a couple games, I hope, like we did at the start of the season, because we also had we've conceded 5 goals away from home this year, in 2024, because we know how to defend. Yeah. But in all those games, by the way, we didn't do that.
No.
Because Burnley away and all these other games, West Ham away, we won 6-0.
Yeah.
We didn't do all that.
It's game by game. It's horses for courses.
Yeah, we went forward. We free-flowing football. So we adapt, and that's what he's kind of creating. And it's the same with the lineups. You know, when you look at Havertz, he plays left 8, right 8, number 9. He'll play left back if you have to, because he does for Germany. There's people like Timber who were unbelievable, and people were ripping into the style, the method. The method he used was Cruyff's tactics.
Yeah.
And the Cruyff tactic is the 6-second rule. And I don't know if anyone knows about the 6-second rule. I don't know if this is just really old, but because people are saying this, Mourinho parked the bus. No, Mourinho parked the bus. He never left. The bus never left.
He stayed there.
And again, we didn't. You know what most people do is you clear it and you have a fast guy who stays up there and he tries to win a throw up high. What Arsenal were doing was allowing them the edge of the box, shoot wide, let us take a goal kick.
Yeah.
Then what we're going to do is we're going to try and flick it on and we're going to try and bury them deep.
Yeah.
And then if you lose the ball up high, for 6 seconds, you'll try to win the ball back.
Yeah.
And around the 6-second mark, if you've realised we can't win the ball back, you all just turn around and you run all the way back to the box and you get into shape. And the other team take a few seconds to try and realise, oh, you're running away.
Yeah.
Push up.
Yeah.
And you're back into shape by the time they get there.
Yeah.
It's what Cruyff used to implement when he was manager, is literally that. That's what he did. He did part the bus, but it was the 6-second rule. So we went up and did that. And I thought it was just good. And if you can watch it, there's some fast-forwarded coaching clips you can watch where literally you can count it 6 seconds. Timber's up high. Calafiori's up high. Havertz is there. There's a few others. And this is with 10 men. Pressing the keeper. And then they all just turn around and they just all disappear. And
they just slowly get back into position like this.
And City, like, there's a bit where they all have it at the back and they all look up and there's just all the backs of Arsenal players just running back towards there and going, that's weird. But then once they get up there, they're all back in shape.
Yeah.
They did what they had to. They got a point out of it. They nearly got 3. They scored the goal. Obviously, Haaland throws the ball at the back of Gabriel's head. I
just want to say quickly about the goal as well, which is the most unfortunate part, is the seconds in which we switched off on that corner is what caused the goal. Mm-hmm. If they hadn't switched off, which I'm not slighting the players, because I mean the effort they put in up to that point defensively was wild. It was those seconds of switching off that caused them to score from that corner. It wasn't City scoring from a corner.
Yeah.
It was us giving them that little bit of downtime to get the goal.
Yeah. And again, also, there's so many talking points. Lewis Skelly gets booked before his Premier League debut. Yeah. And it's apparently because he went and told Raya to sit down. Yeah. Which I've never seen a booking for that before.
No.
Jorginho was coaching from the sideline during the whole game. What I would like to bring attention to is because easily Arteta could have gone when he brought Lewis Skelly on, because I think Timber was injured or cramp or something. He could have put Partey at right back.
Yeah.
And then brought on Jorginho.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He
trusted the
16 or 17, I can't remember if he's 17 now, on a booking to come on the last 10 minutes. And then he also redid the whole defence. Yeah. Because Lewis Skelly had to go to the left back. Yeah. And everyone else had to shuffle along until Ben White became the right back.
Yeah.
Because it was a back 5 at that point. It was a back 6 then. Yeah. Martinelli was tucking in. That shows a lot of... That could tell us a lot more about this season than we realise. And where he came on with the last 10 minutes of the North London derby when we were hanging on and he trusted him. Yeah. And he didn't have to. He could have brought on Kiwior in that one. And in this one, he could have brought on Jorginho, moved Partey back. He brought on a 16-year-old Lewis Skelly. Yeah. On a booking. And by the way, Lewis Skelly has hardly played defence in his whole life. Yeah. This is a newer thing. And he trusted him. Yeah. And not just that, he went and got in Haaland's face. And Haaland, this is the ironic part about the whole thing. Haaland saying, "Who the hell are you?" Well, he didn't in nastier words.
Yeah.
Who the hell are you to Lewis Skelly, which is really disrespectful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then they score. He didn't score. He throws the ball at Gabriel's head, cowardly,
Yeah.
behind his back, not even to his face.
Yeah.
He then runs and just shoulder barges unsuspecting Partey, and then says, "Stay humble" to Arteta, and then calls him a clown.
Yeah.
The idea of a guy saying "stay humble"
Yeah.
to a legend of Premier League football and a manager, having just said, "Who are you?" to a 17-year-old making his Premier League debut.
Who also all defended for their lives tactically,
Yeah.
performance-wise, against him. Yeah.
The 17-year-old throwing the ball at his main kind of counterpart in the back of the head without like having to deal with the repercussions, and then like randomly running through a player, telling people to stay humble is very funny.
After only just getting a draw as well.
And again, this time last year, you know, they Rodri said that they celebrated a draw.
Yeah.
It's City's whole bench came onto the field to celebrate that draw, so it's very interesting how tables have turned.
And thought a draw validated bullying as well.
Yeah, I think, and I love as well. Like, there's little things that I think we did really well. Gabriel not falling to the ground when he got the ball thrown in the back of his head, which most. By the way, could you imagine if Havertz did that to Diaz after we scored a late goal? There would have been a VAR check. Everyone would have surrounded. They would have surrounded. By the way, they said they will book anyone that surrounds the ref. Man City had 8 players around the ref.
Yeah.
After the second goal, after the first goal, they multiple times had players around the ref. He didn't book any of them. The Diaz, it ends up on a booking. Later on, and then he handles the ball. On one of our presses, the 6-second press, and they just don't give a foul, don't give a bat, and that would have like it was going towards Havertz, who was running into the box, and he just moves his arm, and they don't give it. A lot of these types of things, but the good thing was Gabriel didn't go down. Saliba earlier didn't stay down. We bullied him a little bit, and then afterwards Gabriel didn't complain nothing when they asked about the Haaland things. He said, "I'll see them at our place." So all he said, he was like, "I look forward to seeing them at our place." And I mean, if you're Haaland, you're thinking, "Oh, I've rattled him." And they're like calmly going, "We're happy with the 2-2, but you have to come here."
He seemed, Man City seemed way more rattled than we did.
About 11 of them did interviews after the game. I've never seen anything quite like it.
After the game, we are now here mentally. They're here, so we've gained on them mentally.
Yeah. And King Baru says Arsenal 4th while playing all their games. Yeah, and we're very happy with that because we came on this podcast and we did talk about the first 6 games. But if we condense that to 5, in the top 6, no one had a harder fixture list than Arsenal with the first 5. We're away, like the 4 games we don't want to play every year. Away to City, away to Villa, away to Liverpool, away to Spurs. We've played the Spurs, the Villa, and the City one already in the first 5 games. We did 2 of the games with 10 men. Which I'm hoping swings and roundabouts. Eventually, other teams are going to get these reds. Because if they're going to stick to it, teams are going to have to eventually get reds. Unless these are the 2 that you see all season, like last year with Tomiyasu. But we've done all that. We're 4th. We're 2 points off the lead. And we've got those games out of the way. And also, they put City and Spurs back to back away from home. And then they threw a random Thursday night Champions League game in Italy at the Europa Cup Champions. They tried their best. We had some injuries. We're fine. I'm very happy with that amount of points.
We couldn't have done better in the situation,
no,
for sure.
We started with Wolves. I thought we'd win. We went away to Villa. I thought we'd lose. I felt pretty confident on that. We went home to Brighton. We drew. I thought we'd win. So we're already 2 points off, better off than what I thought we were going to be at that point. Or 1 point better off, sorry. And then we had an international break. And then we had Spurs and City. I thought we'd maybe draw and then lose. So 1 point. We ended up with 4. So we're technically 4 points better off than what I thought would be at this point. And now we've got Leicester at home, we've got Saints at home. In between, there's Bolton at home and PSG at home, and then it's an international break. If we can get 6 points from 6, stay in the Carabao Cup, because I think tonight, by the way, we've got our 4th choice keeper, a 16-year-old playing. Because Neto is cup tied, Raya is injured, and Tommy Setford is injured. So we might be in a situation where a 16-year-old playing in goal. If we can get through that and just stay, because I think Carabao Cup is something we should really look at. Because we haven't won it for 30 plus years.
I definitely would like to see a lot of our players get a rest after that City game. Though. They need it.
The cool thing is as well, there's some players that really need the game time who are really good. Like, for example, City, by the way, in the second half had no Odegaard or Saka playing for Arsenal. That was a Saka and Odegaard-less team down to 10 men. Saka got half a game of football. That means Saka could get half an hour tonight. Or half of football. You could start with Saka, Sterling and Jesus up front. Two of them need game time.
Yeah.
That front three should be good enough to beat Bolton.
Oh, yeah.
I know, and you could play Ethan and Wary in the middle, probably Havertz because he plays every game. Maybe play Jorginho. Or maybe have Havertz have a rest and you have Inwary Rice, because Rice has had a bit of time off before the other day, and Jorginho. You could have Kiwior come in. Unfortunately, we're going to have to play some players because Kiwior's available. You can play centre-back or left-back.
Yeah.
There's no Zinchenko, there's no Timber, there's no Tomiyasu, there's no Tierney. There's a lot of T's. And Ben White shouldn't have played the other day. So Saliba and Gabriel might still play. And then you've got Isaac Heaven, who might play. But I don't know where that will feature. But I think the team should be good enough.
Yeah.
But if we can stay in the Carabao Cup, win home to Leicester, win in the Champions League against PSG, which is a big game, but I think a winnable game, and then go and beat Saints, and then go to the international break, I think you come back with, at that point, with City having to go away to Newcastle in the next game. I don't know where Liverpool are. I know Liverpool have had a really good fixture list. They're away to Wolves. There's a chance you're in the mix still, and you've got through that international break, and then the big stretch happens then through Christmas, and then it's anyone's ball game. But at least we've got those games done.
That's a strong start that you could only hope for.
We've got Newcastle and Liverpool shortly, and Bournemouth after the international. So again, another tough run. But again, another couple games that we need to get out of the way. So at some point we're going to have a nice clear space.
Yeah.
So it's all about picking up the points in between these before we have to go and go into a 6-4 formation.
Yeah.
Away at Liverpool, I'm sure. And everyone will hate us again. But
before we move on now, I want to give honourable mention to Ben White for this week and what he did. Because I think you said last night he was carrying a very small pull.
I think it was a knee ligament issue. Yeah.
It was a knee ligament issue, which the Arsenal team didn't pick up on, other than the fact that his metrics were low, and they tested him, they saw something, kept him out of the Man City game. Then when Arteta needed him in the Man City game, he was
already
the first
stripped up,
person standing ready to go. He jumped in like a warrior, because everyone calls him a warrior. And not just that, when he was getting bullied by Haaland, Arteta, who was the closest to the situation
he was up to something as well.
He was ready.
He was going through the gambit in his head of what he was going to do to Haaland until Arteta was like,
he was ready to protect.
Yeah, but it would have been in the shadiest way. Like, he would have pantsed him and pushed him over or something.
Benjamin White is a different animal.
Yeah, and again, Rob Holding talked about it in a podcast he did, where he said that Ben White played with a grade 3 hamstring tear once.
Yeah.
Against Newcastle. It was that one where Lisa's first game.
Yeah.
And she said he's just an animal. But yeah, fair play to him. The scrap afterwards, I love it. The people talk about the needle. I don't think the same people saying they love the needle are the same people saying that Arsenal have got a problem with doing dark arts.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious because, I mean, we went to Porto and that's real dark arts, what they were doing.
Yeah.
And do you know what we all said? We know what would be smarter.
Yeah.
Because we dealt with the masters of dark arts. Simone, master of dark arts, played them a couple of times in the last few years in the Europa Cup. That's dark arts. What we're doing is just general football tactics.
It's smart.
We're doing 2 banks of 5 essentially to try and see out a game. You get cramp, you take slightly longer on your goal kicks. By the way, everyone does this against us every home game.
It's smart arts.
And you know what we say? We need to figure out how to beat them. Because guess what? If you score against a team doing that, they're not going to do it.
No.
So it's on you to really stop it. It's like saying don't put the game in the ref's hands.
Yeah.
We need to get better at that because kicking the ball away and things like that is not going to help you do these kind of things. But no, as far as the result, I'm very happy. So, I've never seen a game with that much coming out of it. And I mean,
I didn't expect it all going in.
No, I really didn't expect much. I still expect lose and then carry on and then just win the next few and just hope we're back in the mix or whatever. Obviously, City's court thing, I think it's Monday we're going to get the first one, but it's nothing to do with the 130 charge. It's a separate charge. I don't know what that would mean. They said that basically we'll have the punishment by spring. I don't think it's going to be this season.
Yeah.
So...
That City game wasn't just exhausting. Talking about it again has made me sweat. Yeah.
There's just so much to it. And we've got, like we said earlier, we've got Bolton tonight. We kind of talked a bit about the lineup. I'm hoping we can just kind of, luckily we got a nice draw there. If that was away to Grimsby or something, and again, we should win that, but just going away again would have been just, fixture pile-up would have been just horrific.
And I think as Tom predicted earlier on in the chat as well, 6-0 tonight against Bolton.
Carlos Vela will get the winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to see some players get time. Like I said, I really want to see Sterling for 80, 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Jesus, I think he was brilliant when he came on the other day. Yeah, I just want to see some players get some time. And the thing is, before you used to watch Carabao Cup and think, I don't know about much of the players.
No.
Because in these early rounds, you'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Our squad is so thin now
Yeah.
that we are like the front line will be probably Havertz, Jesus, and Sterling.
Yeah.
Most likely. Like Rice will probably play. Saliba will probably play.
Lewis
like
Skelly.
Lewis Skelly and Nweri are kind of in there. But again, we want to get eyes on these guys.
Yeah.
So that'll be tonight. What we're going to do now is the Premier League Prediction League. Is that what it's called? Premier League Prediction League? Yeah. Where we predict all the games for this weekend.
Yeah.
And then after that, we'll finish with a little bit of the PSG chat because that's going to happen before the next time we are on it.
Yeah.
I can tell you last week that Simon got 7.
Okay.
And you and I got 3.
Wow.
So Simon was behind by a couple. He's now ahead by a couple. We're on 22 apiece.
Yeah.
And he's on 24.
Still
So Simon, it's very tight. Simon dropped off already this time last year.
Yeah.
But the first game is the 12:30 Saturday afternoon, Newcastle City.
That's fun.
I'm starting this. I think Newcastle are going to win this.
Yeah?
I think they are emotionally drained from the media week in which they're having.
Yeah.
I think no De Bruyne, no Rodri. And again, they've also had that this season and won. Newcastle are not bad.
They're going to come to play as well.
Yeah, Newcastle are going to come to play. And they're also 12:30 day drinking up north. They're going to be problematic for them at least.
Yeah, I think the job we've done on them already is going to have overflow effects to this
I hope so. I really hope so. So I'm going Newcastle.
I'm going to...
I'm going with my heart, not my head there.
My heart is saying Newcastle, but just to make things a little interesting, I'm going to go draw. Mm-hmm. I think Newcastle will grind out a good draw at home against City. I can't put City winning.
Yeah, I'll take a draw. That's all we need.
Yeah.
There's only 4 undefeated teams in the league now.
Yeah.
Man City, Arsenal, Brighton and Forest.
Yeah. Interesting.
So, could any of those... could we go down from 4 to maybe 1 or 2 this week? I don't know.
Yeah.
The next game is the 3 o'clocker. It's Arsenal-Leicester.
Okay.
Arsenal home to Leicester. I'm hoping TV off, media coverage off, quiet week, that we can just quietly go about our business. 3 o'clock on a sunny Saturday at the Emirates, I hope. I'm going to go Arsenal, obviously, because we go Arsenal every week on that one. So.
Yeah, we always get, if we were giving scores, it'd be 2-1.
It's so hard to predict because we've got to get through bowl and we don't know who's injured.
Yeah.
It's screaming Vardy 88-minute winner, but
Vardy does like playing against us.
it does. But Joe, you going?
I'm going Arsenal, yeah.
The next one is Brentford West Ham, a London derby.
That's fun.
In the chat, we got Turco saying Leicester are trash. Sorry, Ginger Proud, saying that we're basically part of the bus. I like them. Kuza says 2-2.
This does feel like a draw, but I'm going to go draw. I'm going to stick with it.
I'm going to go Brentford.
Yeah.
Because they look quite good at Spurs this week. It could have gone either way at 2-1.
Yeah.
Even without Wissa, but Mbuemo did pick up a knock, but he did play on. Yeah, I'm happy with that. The West Ham Super 11 are really struggling.
They are, yeah.
I thought against Chelsea they were so bad.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
And even Bowen afterwards basically said there was no effort. And that's a worry because you can have all the quality in the world, but if there's no effort, it doesn't matter.
You've got to put the work in.
Like we were talking about last night with the way in which Arsenal defended that game. To convince a load of high-paid football players in a title race to do what they do defensively and get excited about it, it's really hard. So that's, I think, the issue at the minute. And I don't think Lopetegui is long for this world of West Ham.
He looked very stressed at the weekend.
He does. He looks like me when I'm old for some reason. Chelsea-Brighton is the next one.
That is a good game.
Victoria Crescent said 4-0 tonight against Bolton. Chelsea-Brighton will be a good one. I think Chelsea really have kind of found their flow offensively.
They've finally become potential FC.
Yeah, I think they're a little suspect defensively.
Yeah. I think that is a good game, though, between two teams, like one of which is unbeaten, which is Brighton.
Yeah. I think Brighton are a very good team. I just don't think offensively they're great.
No.
And I think Brighton won't create much, but they're defensively sound.
Yeah.
Chelsea will create a lot,
but
defensively not very good. I think Chelsea might win that like 1-0.
Yeah, that's going to be a tight game, but I'm also going to go Chelsea to win that one. I think Brighton do have moments where they do switch off, but Chelsea's trajectory is solid.
Guza says 3-2 Chelsea.
Good shout.
Everton Crystal Palace. Everton are on 1 point. They throw away leads every single week.
Yeah.
Palace, I thought, were really disappointing against Man United.
Yeah.
If you can't get up for a 5:30 against Man United at home, those tactics just felt very defensive.
Away to Everton is not fun.
It's no good.
I'm going to go first. I'm going to say Everton.
Okay. I'm going to go draw.
Okay.
Because it's Everton.
Because Everton do create a lot of chances.
They'll probably be 4-0 up and then draw 4-0. Yeah. Tuco says Everton to sneak it 2-1.
Yeah.
The next one is Forest v Fulham.
There's a lot of tight games here. Like, these are contested games that are going on.
Yeah, it's a good week of football, I think.
Yeah.
Forest had that 2-2. Morgan Gibbs-White with the red card against Brighton. The two undefeated teams drew, of course. Fulham looked really good. I think they seem to be this year's, like West Ham did it with when they had the Conference League, when they got in the Conference League. Brentford have done it a couple of times. Brighton have done it a couple of times. I really think Fulham could break into that top 8.
Yeah.
But Forest do look strong. They're not going away, it seems. And again, the team they built, they should have been doing better a long time ago.
Yeah.
But they seem to have found a little bit of form. Again, they did also hang on to they rescued a 2-2. They beat Liverpool.
Yeah.
I really don't know what you're going to get here.
I think with Fulham,
I'm going to go Forest.
I think with Fulham, you can kind of see what they're putting together, and it's very impressive. With Forest, you can't see it, but they're doing it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say they're going to cancel each other out and get a draw here.
1875 says Forest at home are solid.
Yeah.
Joe's gone draw.
I'm going to draw.
The 5:30 Saturday night game is Wolves home to Liverpool. This is Liverpool winning all day.
Yeah.
I think Wolves are pretty poor at the minute. Liverpool again, similar like Chelsea, they're so good going forward.
Yeah.
That they maybe they aren't clinical, but they create so many chances. It's just pure mass.
Yeah.
That they'll score eventually.
This is hard because I'm kind of.
I just can't believe Liverpool's fixture list. Honestly, in the first 6 or 7 is mad.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy for me to say Liverpool are going to win this, but I'm kind of basing this on. I want to go slightly different to you because of our Premier Prediction League, and I'm being hopeful here. I'm going to say a draw.
Okay.
Wolves are going to grind out a draw at home here, but I've also gone a lot of draws. That's my 4th draw so far.
Yeah. Wolves had a tough one as well. They were away to Villa. They nearly got a point.
Yeah.
They were winning up until 87 minutes.
Yeah.
And they lost 3-1 somehow. The next one is Ipswich versus Villa on a Sunday. Ipswich, I think they do have a lot of heart.
Yeah.
At home, particularly.
There's a lot of upside.
They really are showing themselves to be this year's Luton.
Yeah.
But I just don't think we have a Burnley and Sheffield United this year. I think Saints are worse than Leicester.
Yeah.
But they feel like... I don't know. I think it's a lot better this year with the relegation zone. I don't know. But Ipswich, they need to figure out how to win these games.
Yeah.
They drew with a late goal against Southampton.
Yeah.
They drew at home to Brighton. They're grinding out a couple points, which is really smart. They need a big win.
Yeah.
I don't know if Villa's that one. Villa were playing in the Carabao last night, so they've got 5 days rest.
Well, Villa's schedule this year is a lot different to what it has been.
But they've got a 5 days rest here, but then they've got a 2-day rest before they have to go back in the Champions League.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is a good time to meet them. I'm going to go a Villa away win.
I'm going to have to agree. I think a Villa away win here all day. I'm going to say 2-0. It'll be 2 Watkins goals probably.
For your fantasy team.
Yeah.
You got Man United Spurs, which is usually my least favourite game of the year.
Yeah. Both teams underperforming for what they are.
Jason in the chat says Villa 3-1 for the last one. Man United Spurs, I'm going to go Man United. I don't know why. They're just weird.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just going to go it.
And I can't go another draw. I can't back Spurs. I'm going to go Man United win.
That's fair. Man United really odd. I thought against... Obviously, Martinez should have been... It's so weird that...
He's still coming down, I heard.
I don't even know why football players move like that because it's so awkward.
It's a weird move.
It feels
very
weird,
South American football.
Very weird to do, it feels like. But no, I'm going to go Man United there. And then Monday Night Football.
Okay.
Got some Monday Night Football.
It's
Football. Bournemouth Saints, South Coast Derby.
Let's go. Let's go.
I think Bournemouth are okay. They're better than Saints, so I'm going to go Bournemouth.
Yeah, I think this is a Bournemouth win. I think Bournemouth are a very solid team. They've got some quality players. Saints haven't really shown me anything yet that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
So that is a Bournemouth Monday night win all day.
Mm-hmm.
That is a fun game for me to stick on my phone and watch while I would do other things.
Well, next week on Gunners Are Out, it'll be just me. Like when I was away, Joe was doing this. I know.
No, you did over there.
You did the lives, though.
Yeah, I
so
did
the lives saw Joe, and I recorded the podcast in America. This time, it'll be me doing both, I think, here. I would have thought. But I'll be asking for your predictions. Though, Still, you still have to give me your predictions. But Joe will be flying during the PSG game.
Yeah.
He'll be away for Saints and then he's away for an international break.
Yeah.
Or he's back just on the international break or something like that, are you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's back
Timing-wise,
for the international. Just in time.
Just in time for that.
I'm going to be honest. I purposely go away when football's not on. Like, kind of on purpose now.
Yeah.
I would actively look for international breaks. Like, if I were to go away in the league, I think this time next year, for example,
Yeah.
I think I'll be looking for that secondary, what you're doing now.
Yeah.
But a week later, I would have gone the Sunday, the day after the Saints game, or the Monday, and I would have come back on the Friday just before the Premier League's back.
I'm coming off my international break and going straight into another international break.
That's very cool. But Joe's in Orlando next week. So it'll be just me. But the predictions will carry on as normal. We'll find out what goes on as far as Bolton.
Yep.
As far as Leicester. And PSG. That's what's mad. Is that we found this last year when we started doing this podcast. Some weeks, nothing's going on.
Yeah.
Like, in 2 weeks' time, I'm going to be talking about the international break.
Yeah.
And what happened. I'll be like, yeah, we won 2-1 against Saints. International break now. And then when we're back, we're away at Bournemouth. And I'll have to fill time. And then a week later, I'm going to go, still away to Bournemouth in 3 days. So let's talk a bit more about that. And then there'll be a week where it's like this, where you're just like, so we've got, between podcasts, 3 football games.
Yeah.
It doesn't even make sense. Like, 6 days, there's 3 games. And then there's going to be 14 days where I don't talk about anything. So that is football. I don't know why the international breaks. I feel like these international breaks only happened as we got older.
Yeah.
And then a few years ago, I felt like they doubled it.
Yeah, they did.
It used to be like after the first 4 games, you would kind of have an international break, which was annoying, but you're like, oh, whatever. And then you just have the clear run until like March.
After Christmas, yeah.
Whereas now it's like 3 games, you come back, you do 3 or 4 more, and then you go away again. And then it's like, oh, now it's a match every 2 days.
Yeah.
Until February. And you're like, okay.
It's a lot of football time for the players.
But another thing I feel like we have to talk about is just, we got PSG.
I know.
Coming to the Emirates. Again, PSG without Mbappe is a very different outfit.
Yeah.
It's still very exciting. I remember Newcastle last year had them in their group, and it was quite like, oh wow, PSG at St James's. I don't remember in a competitive game PSG being in the Emirates ever.
It feels not like something I've seen.
It feels like a team that just missed the Emirates era. I
Yeah.
know we played them before at Highbury. It's like Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I've not seen Real Madrid at the Emirates.
The teams we don't really come across because of our lack of Champions League and not getting through to knockouts and it's
and
a
just
weird
avoiding
situation.
those teams. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a. I don't know. It's quite an exciting one. I do think they're beatable.
Yeah.
I think we're good enough this year. I think the only teams in the Champions League that should win the Champions League before us this year is Real Madrid, City,
Yeah.
Bayern Munich probably again.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think Barcelona, if they can sustain quality,
Yeah.
them. But I think that's it.
We shouldn't be intimidated by this PSG team anymore.
Liverpool probably beat us in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Because they're just good. But, we did have Victoria Crescent. I think we did have them at the Emirates Cup. If we didn't play them at the Emirates Cup, I'm fairly sure we went to an Emirates Cup where they played. We just might not have played them.
Yeah.
But I'm fairly sure you're right. We did play them in the Emirates Cup. But as far as competitive, I've never seen PSG at the Emirates. And the same for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
09. Yeah, I think we went to that.
We did. It was before PSG were this PSG.
Yeah,
And
they were
there
kind
was-
of on the up.
Who they had? They had a really good player that was wearing yellow boots. And I remember thinking, he's quality. And I think his name was I think it might have been Diaby or something. He was like a winger
I wonder
they
which
had.
one it was.
But I remember watching it and thinking, he's a quality player. But this was before PSG became this PSG.
Yeah.
This was more when I was a fan of PSG. Back in the day.
Yeah.
And they had
When did they get their money? It was like 07, 08? It was like the early stage.
Donnarumma?
No, that's the good keeper now.
Not Donnarumma. What was his name? They had a midfielder that I really liked. But he also went on to...
Pochettino.
No.
Mikel Arteta.
It was when they were like a mid-table...
Lizarazu.
It sounds a bit like that. If anyone in the chat remembers this player, I think he went on to have a little bit of scandal later.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it was when they were a mid-table team in France, and I had all their shirts and stuff, because we used to go to France a lot on holiday. What was his name? I had his name on my shirt.
You'd know it. I don't know what you're on about.
It began with a D.
Did it, though?
Yeah.
Look it up.
I think he was of, Asian descent.
Okay. Well, yeah, we got PSG. I think someone in the chat, Jason, has said Sacco.
Sacco, no, it wasn't that.
PSG players
Um,
like 2004 or something.
I'll go 2000s because I think he was like their main midfielder.
200s.
200s. Who played 2000? It might have been back then.
I'm interested. But either way, PSG, I think, is a real fun... It's one of those... for example, away at Atlanta is very Champions League, but it's also very, like... Jason's also said Makaleli.
Who was this player?
It's just one of those... I think when you hear the first game at the Emirates this year being PSG at home, I think that's nice. I think it's like... The lights are on, the music's playing, Martinelli, Saka, all these guys, and it's against a real formidable team.
Yeah.
That's the night you want. But they're also not terrifying in the sense that if you lose, you're out.
Yeah.
So it's like you can actually enjoy it. Because sometimes when you play like Shakhtar, you're like, it's a game.
This tangent I've gone off on this PSG thing.
Is it that guy?
It's relevant, but no. He had like quite a long name. But he was like a very prominent midfielder at the time.
He can't be that prominent because you're still looking him up.
I'm not going to get this, am I?
Honestly, the most in Alex's... he said bottles. I don't think that's to do with us. I think that's ripping into Arsenal.
Dorosu.
The cash Dorosu.
I'm fairly sure I had a Dorosu shirt back in the day.
He played... Is he Indian?
2006. Yeah, I think he is...
Oh, wow. Dorosu. And the answer was... Victoria Crescent said Diarra. That's a very good shout, though.
Diarra! That was the player I think I liked.
From 09.
Yeah.
Dorosu was the one you're thinking of.
Dorosu was way before that. Cool. Yeah, but yeah.
Well, I said 06.
That was a fun little tangent.
Anyway.
I like that game.
I would not have got that from Jason. Thank you guys from the TikTok for being here. It is 10 a.m. every single week GMT on Gunners Are Us Pod on TikTok. We do a live. And then we're on iTunes and Spotify with Gunners Are Us Podcast. We do this every week. Listen to Peppercorn Boys, which is another podcast we have on iTunes, Spotify, and Amazon Music. And another one, which is Wrestling with Simon Miller podcast. So we do that as well. So and thank you for all the lives. Amanda's just done one. Someone else has done one. I can't see who that is. I apologise. Le Passa Original. Thank you. We've got follows coming in. I appreciate it so much. We do a couple of videos a day. Give us a follow. Keep supporting us. And we'll keep giving you content. Because let's talk about Arsenal and silly football stuff.
Positive football.
Positive. We're positively Arsenal. And thank you, Jason, for that gift at the end. We will see you next week where it will be to take away from Arsenal Vision. Arsenal 10, Bolton 0. Goodbye.